Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. Let's try to make it live all over the place, all over the world. How are you, beautiful people, doing this evening? Let's go live. Let's go live. Good evening and welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with Terrence. My name is Terrence Bardui. How are you doing today? Is everyone doing well? I hope everyone's doing well. Lately, some technical difficulties with Facebook, but I'm going to check it now and see if it's coming down like it's supposed to be. Let's see. Let's just take a quick look and let's see if it's live on Facebook. Let's see. We can make it public. We can't even edit it, man. Something is wrong. I don't know what it is that Facebook is doing that. I don't really care. I ain't gonna argue with nobody. Welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with Terrence. My name is Terrence Bardui. Some people call me H, some people call me Havis, some people call me Terrence, some people call me Mr. Bardui, and some people call me Little Boy. If you're from the 767 Whitey Kubali, the Commonwealth of Dominica, you call me Luku Boy. Dominica made me, Boston raised me, now the South raised me. How are you beautiful people doing tonight? Is everybody doing all right? Is everybody doing good? Is everybody doing good? Let's turn on the volume here and put it on my business page as well. Good evening, Mr. Alvin Vasa. How are you, sir? And anybody else who's watching, welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. Hope you're having a great week. I hope you had a great Memorial Day weekend. Those of you may be watching on YouTube, or you may be watching on LinkedIn, or you may be watching on X, or you may be watching on Instagram, wherever it is that you're watching. Welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. Let's play our theme song so we can start the show. So let's go straight to our theme song and start the show. Hope everyone's doing well. Welcome. Here we go. Dominica made me. That's where it all began. Island breeze, coconut trees, the heart of my plan. From the hills and the smiles to the songs of the sea, that island spirit molded the person I'd be. Welcome. Boston raised me with its hustle and grind. City light shining, dreams intertwined. Yo, finally, welcome. All right, let me strum for you guys. Since you guys tuned in, I'll go a little strumming. Ready for the fray. On those snowy streets, learn to stand tall, navigating life, every rise, every fall. From the commons to the brownstones, I made my claim. With every lesson learned, I embrace my name. Boston raised me with its hustle and grind. Ready for the fray. Now the South sustains me with its warm embrace, a community of strength and love in every space. From the bayous to the beaches, I found my place. In this journey of finance, I've learned to chase grace. Dominica made me, Boston raised me high. The South sustains my soul as I reach for the sky. With every sunrise, I'm thankful and free. A licensed financial pro, just being me. So here's to the roots that
shaped who I am, from Dominica's beauty to Boston's Grand Slam. In the South I stand strong, with purpose and pride, together with my journey, side by side.
Welcome. I had a little strumming for you guys since I got multiple people watching. Like I told you guys, my personal page, for some reason, it'll not go public. So my business page, it goes public. I don't know what Facebook is doing to me. I'm so glad some of you are watching. Let me see if there's anybody on Instagram I can shout out. Beth Amato, welcome. And anybody else who's watching, welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. I have a great show in plan for you tonight. I'm really excited. It's a couple of things. It's September. Labor Day was yesterday. Did you labor yesterday? I had an appointment yesterday. It was canceled, and I was very disappointed. However, you got to get back on the horse and ride that bad boy. Did you go on the weekend? Did you go to cookouts? Did you go to the beach? Did you exercise? Did you walk? What did you do? I see Delphina says we are what? Honored. All right. Yes. All right. So I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence again. Like I said, it was a long weekend. I remember as a young boy growing up in Boston, a teenage boy, every time Labor Day came, my dad would say, "Here comes Labor Day, get the long johns." So the morning's a little cooler now. It's not cold, but it's a little cooler. And I think it's really, really important that we recognize this. Beth is all the way in Florida, so it's always hot down there. So she was got her shorts on when she goes walking. But sometimes, this morning I had a sweatshirt. It wasn't cold, but I put a sweatshirt on. So I hope everyone is doing well. Welcome to the show. I have a great show planned for you tonight. This is September. September is Life Insurance Awareness Month. We call it LIAM, Life Insurance Awareness Month. It's also Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. Are you aware of that? Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. So let's take a look at markets and let's see what happened today in the markets. Let me take a little look. Turn off this speaker here. A little look. And let's see what happened in markets today. It was a little choppy earlier today. And let's see what happened. Man. Well, the Dow Jones, we came back, it was down like 5 something. It's down 249.07. The NASDAQ is down 175.92. The S&P down 44.72. Everything was down today. Everything. I guess tariffs and all that foolishness. I know they said we're on the brink of a recession. I don't know. I'm not. That's not my job. Is to make sure that you're secured, come what may. And that's what I do every week. So those of you who are watching, welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. If you don't say hello, I really can't shout you out because I don't know you're watching. Some people like to watch incognito. Some people are on the down low. I don't know. But if you say hello to me, I'm going to shout you out. So, right, I'm so excited for tonight. We're going to talk about prostate cancer first, and then we're going to talk about life insurance because it's Life Insurance Awareness Month. And I'm looking real quickly on my I see Beth has joined in, and if there's anybody else who's watching, wherever you may be, welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. Just put in the chat, say welcome all, so everybody can feel welcome. I'm going to say welcome. Well, maybe you can't see it, but I can see it. I want to say welcome all. Let's see what's happening here. I can't even do enter. There it is. I don't know what's going on. Share it. Well, it won't let me do it. Oh, there it is. I think it came up. Anyways, welcome. Let's see now. Get the comments straight, and we can move on from there. So is everybody doing well? Everybody's doing good. Did you have your dinner? What did you have for dinner? Anybody want to comment in the comment section and let us know what you have for dinner? You don't have to, but just share a little something. I got my little glass here. I got something in it. I ain't tell you guys what's in it though. Oh, man, you all don't know what's in there. That's for grown folk stuff, grown folk stuff. So anyways, again, welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. And like I said, on here, it's Life Insurance Awareness Month. We're making sure that we educate, we pontificate, we inform, we tell you about it, we all these different things we want to do. We want to do to make sure that you guys are feeling good. Now, I want to make this very clear. If you've noticed, I don't do this, that, and whatever. Some people hands in everything, and that's their right. I'm not here to ostracize anybody for what they do, but every week I come and I talk about what we do. So it's prostate. Does anybody know anybody? You don't have to put it in the chat. It could be a little too personal. Anyone that you know who may have suffered from prostate cancer. Sometimes, we may know people. But I'm gonna put it in there in my Google. Okay, Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. All right, September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, dedicated to educating the public about prostate cancer, promoting early detection through screening, and encouraging men to discuss their prostate health with their doctors. The month serves to raise awareness about risk factors like age, family history, and race, and to support research and advocacy. Advocacy efforts to improve treatment and outcomes for those affected by the disease. Now, the funny thing about it is, some people may know people who were affected by it. Prostate cancer. I know I have friends. I know people who've lost family members due to that. And I know for a fact, I have a friend who's a nurse in North Carolina, and her dad from prostate cancer. And one of the stigmas I'm going to talk about, in Jamaica, one of the islands in the Caribbean, a lot of men don't want to have their prostate checked because of the procedure, and they think it's because Jamaica is one of the most homophobic countries on the planet, and it has nothing to do with that. It's a health procedure. I can tell you guys, in January, and I was hospitalized, and they checked everything. I had an infection, but before they knew, they checked everything. They checked my liver, my heart, my everything, my prostate, everything. And the funny thing about it is, for those of you who know, a prostate exam is not, and even when they checked my prostate that time, the doctor didn't even lube up pretty good, man. And it's like, is that hurting your prostate? I'm like, nah, man, you got your up my, what, and that hurts. You didn't put enough grease on that bad boy. But I was talking to Sandy the other day. This comedian was saying that it's 2025, right? It's 2025, and isn't there a different way that you can do a prostate exam? You can send a man to the moon. You got cars driving by themselves, and trains, and driving by them. If you're in Atlanta, you take the train to and fro. That airport's a huge airport. Dallas as well. There's no people manning those trains. So how come you guys can't? I know women. Next month is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And a lot of women get their how you call those breast exams? I forgot. Not pap smears. How you call it? Mammograms. And I think they said they put their breast on something and they smash it or something. I'm just saying, isn't there a different way with medical technology? Isn't there a different way we can figure out how to do, mammograms and also prostate exams? I know 9 years ago I had a colonoscopy. I think when you're 50, you're supposed to have it, but my doctor was saying I was so healthy. But at 51, I had one. All right, or close to 51. So next year, I got to get another colonoscopy. I can't even say the word right now. And the funny thing about it is that, at least that one, they put you to sleep, But I told you guys the story before when I had my first prostate exam. It was in Charlotte, North Carolina. And it's a kind of funny story as well. I did not know the procedure. And I went for that. And Lord have mercy. It was funny. Welcome to those who are watching Enid Ford and also Candy. How you doing? Good to see you guys. Hope you guys are doing well. But let me tell the story, a funny story. When I first had my my first prostate exam, I did not know. I'm not a nurse. I'm not a doctor. I really, and you guys are going to laugh. And this is one of my strengths. And it's also a weakness as well. Things that I don't know about, I just don't know. And nowadays, you can Google anything and find out. So I remember my church was having, in Charlotte, North Carolina, was having a health and wellness seminar. And for the weekend, they had all kinds, they had doctors, they had nurses, women were getting mammograms, pap smears, they were checking high blood pressure. They had colleges, they had all kinds of people there. And on Saturday afternoon, all the men were in a room because they had women in different places, men in different places, couples, and everybody, right? And all the men were in a room, and they were talking about prostate exams. And I think I was about 40. I'll be 61 in October. So 2013, 2014, I was about 47 around that time. And I was probably the youngest guy in the room. I had no clue what a prostate exam was. There were a lot of men there who always used to go to the bathroom often because they had issues or whatever. But that didn't bother me because I thought I was a young bad boy, right? But anyways, what happened there was I asked the doctor. You guys can laugh at me, and it's okay. You know, hindsight is 2020. I can laugh at it now as well. I'm like, because I really, really thought I was a grown 47-year-old man, and I thought the way you check your prostate is like your testicles. You grab them, you see there's a lump, you know, or you touch them and you feel them, or to see this. And I was like, you said, why don't you let your wife do your prostate exam? And I started laughing because I'm like, what? I don't do her mammograms. You know, if I was thinking about, you know, when I was married, I was not thinking of mammograms, but all the men started laughing, even my brother-in-law. But nobody told me anything. Nobody said, you know what, Terrence, you know what, H, you know what, Havis, you know what, Bardui, you know what, little boy. No, this is what it, no one told me. So I scheduled one for Sunday. That was Saturday afternoon. So the Sunday, I come in for my appointment, and there's a lot of people there at the church. You know, they have women doing mammograms, pap smears, all different kind of things they're doing. Not mammograms, but different things they were doing, right, for the women and stuff. So I basically go there, and I'm ready for my appointment. And I see the doctor, he puts his gloves on, 2 plastic gloves. I wasn't worried because I figure he's going to check my, you know what, my testicles. I'm not, because he's a doctor. He's a medical doctor. You know, I'm not worried about that, you know, because my PCP I hadn't done one yet, you know, because I wasn't 50 yet, right? Anyways, I see him put some grease on his on his gloves. I wasn't because I felt maybe there's a procedure, what he needs to do or not do. I don't know. So basically I was like, man, he's just checking, you know, what he has to do. And that was his right? So I wasn't worried about that. I'm like, you know, he got some grease on his thing. So he's going to check my testicles for my prostate exam. And even then he said, pull down your pants and pull down your underwear. I still wasn't worried because I thought, he was going to just check, right? And then he said, turn around and squat. And I still wasn't concerned. He's a doctor, medical doctor. Next thing I know, bam, guy went. I was like, oh. And I said, what are you doing? He says, your exam. And he smiled. And he said, that's why all the men were laughing yesterday. It was kind of funny because none of the guys told me nothing. But anyways, maybe a little concerned, not necessarily, not necessarily concerned with the chin, but if one is hard like your forehead, that's not good. So I always, so now I know the procedure and what they do, so but it funny, I think about it right now, and it was kind of funny. It was a funny time, and I've learned now that now I know, but a lot of men don't do it. And in some countries, some men, and they say that's one of the cancers that can be, I don't want to say corrected or fixed, but that can be taken care of in its early stages if you find out, because, it's, because it's your prostate. And a lot of men have survived from that. I have colleagues and friends who have. I know a guy who has. But I have a friend, like I said, in Charlotte, North Carolina, who lost their dad, and I think I have some other friends as well who may have lost their dad due to that. And listen, folks, if any man is watching, man, listen, it's a medical procedure. It's a medical procedure. That's what it is, a medical procedure. So just remember that. It's a medical procedure. Don't worry about anything else. Make sure you get it checked. Right? So that's a great thing for men to do, because it could save your life, especially if you have children, grandchildren, a wife, or a loved one, or family member. Go and get that checked. And this month, September, is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. And again, we bringing awareness to something, cure it. But what it does, it allows people, because if you don't know, that you might find out too late. It says many prostate cancers have no early symptoms, making screening crucial for detecting the disease before it spreads. Because when it spreads, that's where the problem is. Also, it says the risk factors are age, a family history of prostate cancer. So men, you got to know your family. Some of us don't know our family history. So that's why it's important nowadays you see that, with your children, if you have children, grandchildren, let them know what the family history is. It says age, a family history of prostate cancer, and being of African American or Black descent as significant risk factors for developing the disease. I don't know why. I don't know if it's diet. I don't know what it is. Americans have a significant risk factors for developing prostate cancer for some reason, or the disease. So you got to make sure you get checked, man. The month also supports organizations like the Prostate Cancer Foundation and the Zero Prostate Cancer do that. I don't know. Maybe I should do that, right? But get screened, man. Get screened. But this is funny. It's funny. Talk to your doctor about whether prostate cancer screening is appropriate for you. Educate others, like I'm doing right now. I'm not a professional, but I'm telling, if you have a husband, a boyfriend, a son, a brother who's of that age, share information about prostate health and early detection with friends and family, especially men who may be at higher risk. Now, consider supporting prostate cancer research and awareness initiatives. Just like the ladies, I got to give the ladies a plug. For Breast Cancer Awareness Month, they all wear pink and they have the little bow, and they're really big on that. But men, Like they don't want to get your blue. Maybe we should start wearing our blue in September and be like that. Participate in events, look for events and fundraisers organized by prostate cancer advocacy groups during September. So it's really important, folks, that we do those things. And some of us, we have to educate people who are doing it, and educate people who want to know, and even though those who don't want to know. And remember, it's a medical procedure. Yeah, they have to stick their finger up there, but you know what? Next year I got to go for my colonoscopy, like I said, and and whatever my doctor have to do when I go for my annual, check me, man, check me. I don't like it, but check me. And when you do that, folks, what happens is that the awareness is there, and then you're making sure you're taking care of yourself. Because if something happens, and you wait too late, too many lives are lost because of lack of advocacy, lack of awareness, and lack of not going to the doctor. Talk to your friends, your family. If you have brothers, if you have a husband, a boyfriend, a father, talk to them about prostate cancer awareness. It's really, especially if they're African American, people of color, brown people, Caribbean folks, African folks, Black Americans. Make sure that we do that. And this is the caveat. You see, September is Life Insurance Awareness Month too, right? Are you aware that living benefits, cancer is a critical illness? So we have critical illness, critical injury, chronic illness, Alzheimer's, fertility. I mean, we have 5 living benefits that you can use. Right now, I know someone who has Alzheimer's, dementia, I should say. And I remember about 2017 or 18, I went to talk to them about getting a policy. And the person, they had high blood pressure and some diabetes, but it was a little high, and they didn't take it. I'm not saying they don't have life insurance, but I wanted to make sure that they did it, but they didn't want to do it. And right now, the person has a cognitive impairment. And if you did got that policy back then, you would have been able to have living benefits where you could have, or you were diagnosed, because I think the person was diagnosed last year. And what I'm saying here is that if you have a life insurance policy that does not have that rider, Alzheimer's or critical illness, chronic illness, critical injury, you have the wrong kind. And you need to upgrade. You can keep what you have, but add more, augment more to what you have. So something happens to you. Let me tell you something, right? My clients who are protected, I am so proud of them. And I have friends, family, and people I don't know who are not protected. I'm not ashamed. I'm just concerned about, what are you waiting for? Christmas in July? It's August. It's September. January, February, March, April, May. June. We're in a 9-month. In 3 months, it's going to be Christmas. A little over 3 months is going to be Christmas. If you have one of those old policies, just keep that for burial. You need to upgrade. We upgrade our phones. I was just talking to a client a little while ago. They just told me they want to get a new car next year. We upgrade our cars. We upgrade our homes. We upgrade our jobs. Our kids, or motorcycle, or boats. We upgrade everything. We upgrade our lifestyle, but you won't upgrade something that can help you. And it's called love insurance. It's not life insurance, because life insurance when you die. I'm talking about insurance you can use while you're alive. So this month, September, being Life Insurance Awareness Month, make sure you check with your, if you have stuff already, find out. And if in the continental United States, it's really, really important, folks, that you do that. And I think you can, right? So September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. So you got to make sure you get checked, have prostate checked, get your colonoscopies every 10 years so they don't find any polyps, because early detection is key. Early detection is key. But for some reason, sometimes, back in the day when you used to party, it was free before 10, you were at the club early. If you go certain places, early bird, you get the early bird special at a restaurant, Denny's or somewhere. We always want the early stuff for things that's not even important. And the things that's paramount, we don't even want to do it. So early detection is key. Make sure you're taking care of your health, having your prostate checked, having your colonoscopies. And I said this month, September, is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. So wearing blue doesn't cure it. Talking about it doesn't cure it. Bringing awareness is key. So awareness allows people to go do it. So the men that you all claim that you love in your lives, your husbands, your brothers, your fathers, your friends, your boyfriends, even your enemy, even if someone's your enemy and you guys are having an argument, say, yeah, we arguing, but did you have your prostate checked? But on a serious note, guys, make sure that that's done, because when it happens, it's too late, because then you're uninsurable. All right. So that's part one. It's 7:30. That's part one of our podcast tonight. Prostate Cancer Awareness Month is this September, is the second day of the month. And also September is Liam, Life Insurance Awareness Month. Liam, Liam, Life Insurance Awareness Month. And a lot of people, I want to say welcome to Cavell Scott. I want to say a lot of people think about life insurance as your family's going to benefit from when you die. True, but that's the old kind. I just went on a tirade about living benefits you can access while you are alive now. If you're sick with a critical illness, critical injury, what if you had a car accident, you become a quadriplegic? You can't do two of the activities of daily living, There's 6 of them, like bathing, eating, toileting, transferring, all of those things, right? If you can't do 2 of the activities of daily living, that triggers a claim. I was listening to the president of our company do a live at 5 today, and he said he's talking to 2 clients right now who are under 50. I think they're in their 40s, where life just happened. One just had high blood pressure, and the other one was totally fine. But something happened, and now they're trying to do some claims. One is going to have access to over $500,000 and $750,000. I don't know what they're going to do. Are they going to use it for, exploratory treatments? Are they going to use it for paying off debt in case something happens? The family is fine and protected. That's paramount. So for Life Insurance Awareness Month, stop thinking about, man, what if I die? You're not going to die. You're going to live. You're going to live. And that's what we do. We educate people. We talk about it. We bring it up. Life Insurance Awareness Month. Do that. Or just talk to people that wherever you may find them, at home, at school, at play, on the train, on the bus. Too many people are walking around naked. When I say naked, I don't mean buck naked. I mean without the living benefits. So stop thinking about life insurance as something that people use when they die. Yes, it happens, but no, I know you don't benefit from it, but you do it because you love somebody. One of the things I ask my clients is, Cavella and I had an appointment last week, and we asked this prospective client of ours this simple question. If you did not make it home tonight, would anyone be affected financially? And the individual wanted to answer the question, and then they were like, nah, not really. When I ask that question to anybody, there's only two answers. Yes, someone will be affected financially, or no. And if your answer is no, it's because you put everything in place. And most of us haven't. Some of us have, but a lot of us haven't. But anyways, with the appointment, and we showed the client, we asked him some questions, and we showed him what his human value is. We showed him that his most valuable asset is not his job, his house, his car, is his ability to earn an income. And because this young man, young guy, he was married, he has a couple of kids, I believe, and his wife was pregnant. She's due in November. We were like, yo, you got to listen, you got to do something ASAP, not next week. We can do that, but because when you walk around naked and unprotected, you know what happens when you have unprotected sex? What, you get pregnant or you have an STD? But my point I'm trying to make here is we're not talking about those diseases. We're talking about walking naked and not even living benefits. You need to protect yourself. You need to protect your family. There's some funds that they can access until they figure out what they're going to do. I don't care if it's 50,000, 100,000, 250,000, $500,000, whatever it is you can afford. Put something in place. I believe $1. Let me do some math. I'm not smart like you guys. $1 a day is $30, right? For 30 days. But if it's 30, that's $150. You're spending more than that a day on candy, potato chips, Snickers bars, McDonald's, Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks, Panera Bread, sub shops. You spend more than that a day. You insure your phone, you insure your car, your home, your boat, your everything, but you don't insure your most valuable asset, the ability to earn an income. That's just not wise. That's just not wise. So the key here is, folks, making sure that you put something in place. There's multiple people watching right now, and I will not call it in place. And I'm so proud of them. You know, in the past month, 2 of my friends have lost loved ones. One a brother and one a husband. And the one who lost the husband was my friend as well. I knew him since I was 13 years old. I'm 61 next month. That's a long time. Life happens. You know, the one I knew from the time I was 13, he died from stage 4 lung cancer. His funeral is tomorrow in Boston. So sad. I'm not here to ostracize him or anybody, but the key here is, folks, if you know me for a while and you know what I do, I don't know why you're not on my calendar. I don't know why we're having these conversations. I had an appointment last night. It was canceled. I got a text today that it was canceled. It was a no-show. I got a text today that I got a lot going on. I have to reschedule. You've been telling me that for 3 years now. What am I going to do? Get mad? No, I'm not going to get mad at you. You know, I've done my job. It's kind of like a preacher telling we're living in the last days. You got to give your life to the Lord, and you choose to do whatever you want to do, and life happens. His conscience is clear. Mike, there is nobody who knows me that I feel funny if something happened to them and they don't have the protection. The way I talk and run my mouth, I'm telling everybody what I do. And those who claim, oh, you do this, they're lying, especially if they're my Facebook friend, because my Facebook page is littered. Instagram, TikTok, WhatsApp. I've even put it on X. Right now, my X account is HTB964, formerly Twitter. If you go and log streaming live right now, you go to LinkedIn, Havis Bardoui, H. Terrence Bardoui on LinkedIn. You'll see me streaming live right now. You go to Instagram, HTB964. You'll see me streaming live right now. You go to YouTube, Bardoui Financial Services. Cavell's watching on YouTube. I'm streaming live right now. My business page on Facebook, Bardoui Financial Services, I'm streaming live. Now, I believe my personal page, for some reason, it's not live. And I don't know what it is. I don't know what happened. I try to fix it with a colleague. I don't know what it is. I'm going to double check again. But I'm going to share it and make it live afterwards so that people can look at it and see what I'm talking about. Right, I can't make it public for some reason. And I think Facebook is doing that to me for some reason. I don't know if I'm under punishment for something. But there is no reason, man. There is zero reason. Some of you have children. As a matter of fact, if you have grandchildren, instead of buying them a Christmas gift and birthday gifts, and don't get me wrong, kids like stuff, get them a little something. But the majority of the money, not PS5s and all these different things, iPhones, buy them cash value life insurance with living benefits. Because young people get sick too. And do it when they're 2 weeks old. Because I have a client, who called me a few years ago to do a policy on the child. And the person has known me since 2007. But guess what? I actually spoke to the client today. But guess what? When the client the child was diagnosed with autism, in the December of that year, that was a few years ago. And then in April, we couldn't do it. But if they could have, at 2 weeks old, you don't diagnose with anything. Very rare, right? You could be very rare. So significant. How would I say it nicely? Protect your child or your children from future insurability by insuring them early. Early. Everybody got insurance on their phones. Actually, I don't have insurance on this phone. I'm paying for it. God forbid something happens, I'll have to get another one. I'm paying for it. Like a car where you got to have insurance to, in case you hurt someone or their property or whatever for protection. So the stuff that we're insuring, we are not, we have our priorities skewed. Now, let me give you a list of things you can use life insurance for, because September is Life Insurance Awareness Month. You can use life insurance to build wealth, legacy creation, debt elimination, income protection, college planning, vacation planning, You could use it as a bank. That's already 12 things through an infinite banking. I just told 2 of my clients that tonight. Say, when you have extra money, dump it in there. You want to tell you more things you can use it for? You like nice stuff, like buying nice stuff? It could be your nice stuff account. There's a lot more things you can use it for. You can use it for a guaranteed lifetime income. In other words, you can get monies from that policy after you fund it for a few years for the rest of your life tax-free. Tax-free. Your Social Security is not tax-free. Your 401k is not tax-free. Your 401k, your 403b, 457, your TSP, they're tax deferred. And these accounts, they're better than a Roth IRA. They're like a Roth IRA on steroids. They're better than an IRA. They're better than an annuity. You know why? Because with the annuity, it's tax deferred. This is tax favored. And that's why a lot of my reels and videos I'm going to be making now, I'm not going to be talking about life insurance. I'm just going to talk about the benefits of it. Because telling you all to get it, it's like an oxymoron sometimes. Like, y'all don't hear me. You can't hear me. You know, people don't want to hear about it. You know, it's kind of like, it's like, oh, he's talking about the same thing again tonight. He's talking about the same thing again tonight. I just gave you 14 to 16 reasons you can use life insurance for. And you can use it for more things as well. As instead of them getting a lump sum of money, God forbid if something happens to you, they can get it over a period of years when you're gone. And listen to me, folks. All of this month, my Facebook page is going to be lit up. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I'm going to do it too. So you might be mute me from there too. That month too. But muting me, you may want to mute me or block me on WhatsApp because I'm going to be talking about it every day. TikTok. Your job is to take my advice, like I told some clients tonight. I can't make you do anything. My job is to educate you so you can make the right decisions for you and your family. And listen to me, folks. I may have been a reason or another, but the point about it is, if you're in your 40s, your 50s, or your 60s, right? Why are you making the same mistakes that you've made all your life? And a lot of my friends, my Facebook friends, or my social media friends, especially those who are from, who are immigrants. One of my business partners is on right now, Cavell Scott. She's been my client for years. And I'm just using her as an example because I have other business partners on the line as well. I'm going to use her for a minute. We talked about it. We put something in place for her. And then I realized that she would be good at helping as well. So some of you who know her need to talk to her. She's a licensed financial pro, just like me. Everything I can do, she can do. Some of you may not like me because I talk too loud, or I'm too rough, or I'm too direct. Man, I'm the sweetest guy in the world. I just talk strong. I talk confidently. It's just like when I talk about gospel, when I'm teaching wagons and come back and have a conversation. Some of my clients called me today and they wanted to know how much cash value they had. One of my last week, she has in one of her life insurance policies over $86,000 that she can use to do. She told me she wants to cut some trees in her yard. She wants to do remodeling of her either her bathroom or her kitchen. She wants to do all. I said, guess what? You got to go to the National Bank of You. What we did was where she used to work, she's over 59 and a half. She no longer works there no more. We rolled over her 401k for her and protected from it was down. All of you have money in 401ks at Fidelity and Empower and Vanguard. And when you were working, when you were young and sexy, male and female. Now you're getting old and plumpy. Why you still got it there? Why aren't you protecting it? Why? I'm not talking to anybody in particular. I'm talking to anyone who have those funds, 401 money in the bank. That same client I just talked about who have $86,000 in the bank. She called me last week about something. And I started talking about her mom, who's now in rehab. And I said, you know what? All this money your mom having CDs and at the banks, we're going to move it. And we're going to protect it for you. So guess what? We created a program for her. And that money comes due on the 6th of September. So from the 7th on, she's going to go to the bank, get all that money out, and protect it. And guess what? Your bank accounts, you have 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, whatever. You still got to pay taxes on the earnings, and they're giving you chicken feed. Chicken feed. I can guarantee you today that your 401k, your 403b, your 457, your TSP, right? I can guarantee you today, right? For those of you who can't see, I'll put it up here for you. Like, let me see. There it is. Showing my scrolling on my banner. I can guarantee you today that I can put it in a program where in the future, you can have a guaranteed lifetime income you could never outlive. But if you leave your money where it is in your 401k, when you turn 73, you have to start taking minimum required distributions. And then when you start taking it there, then eventually you may run out of money if you live long enough. Some people say, well, Jesus is coming soon. He is. I heard that when I was 7 years old. Even when I moved to Boston at 13 years old, I heard that in 1978, March 1978. It's almost 50 years. In 2.5 years, it'll be 50 years I'm here. I had a pastor who said this. I'll never forget. I quote him too, Dr. Max Ferguson. My former pastor said this. Live your life like Jesus is coming today, but plan like he's coming in 100 years. Because if you know the history of my church, they'll say, who sold everything, because nobody knows when it's happening. The reason I'm putting some religion into what I'm talking about tonight, because I want you to change your mindset. I want you to plan for the future, regardless of what's going on right now. You have no control over what the government does. You have no control. You do have control over Congress. You can decide to vote someone in or out or the president. But while they're in there, whatever they see is best for them, for the big shot, how's it benefiting you? Jane Doe, John Doe, Susie Doe. You don't know. Those of you who gambling, the lottery was $1.1 billion. Did you all win? Those of you who played, if you won, what are you going to do? What do you know what the tax laws are going to be in the future? You have an estate plan. You have a CPA. You have a tax attorney. You have a licensed financial pro like myself to guide you and protect you. So as we close tonight, September is Life Insurance Awareness Month. I just gave you 16 reasons you could use life insurance for. 16. And I can give you more. But the key here is that you have to know what you have, where you are, where you want to go, and just in case, because when life happens, this is the part of me that people don't like. I don't feel bad if something happens to you when I've educated you and you didn't make a decision. I'll feel sorry for you, but I will not feel bad, and you're not going to guilt trip me into a GoFundMe either. You're not doing it. And I mean that in love. So tonight, the show is called Tuesdays with Terrence. You don't want to talk to me? I have multiple people watching tonight. Business partners who can help you. They're licensed with or less. You don't want to do that? Fine. Is your income protected? If you get sick today and you're critically ill, do you have an emergency pool of money you can access? And God forbid, the worst case scenario, something happens to you. Your family's going to miss you, but will they have enough funds while they grieve? Let me tell you something. When people die, everybody grieves. When my parents died, I grieved. I still haven't cried. But it'd be nice if they left me like 250 G's. You know, they did their best. I don't blame my parents. I love them dearly. I'm a mama's boy, and I love my dad. But, you know, they did their best. And I'm guilty because my mother, my father, I was in the industry, and I didn't say, hey, this is what you're going to do. But then when they got sick, you know, it was too late. So listen, don't be like me. You see, I didn't have a me. You got a me, a licensed financial professional willing to help you. Forget about the past. Start with the future. Start today. Tomorrow is not promised. Yesterday's gone. We only got today. Touch with me. My number's scrolling there. Text me, DM me, leave me a voicemail, WhatsApp me, Instagram me, TikTok me, X me, LinkedIn me, YouTube me. Do me something. My numbers are scrolling here. Let me help you and protect your family. There's a lot of people that I know personally who have some health challenges. And because they have some health challenges, they're ashamed and they're, you know, or they pepper. Some people I know, and some people I can tell. I've been doing this long enough. It's not my first rodeo. And regardless of where you are, this program can place just in case. You may not be able to get everything you want to do, but you can do something. And I'm here to help you. The show is called Tuesdays with Terrence. My name is H. Terrence Bardui. Some people call me H. Some people call me Havis. Some people call me Terrence. Some people call me Little Boy. Some of you may call me Luku Boy, even from the 767. Whitey Kubuli, the Commonwealth of Dominica. Tall is a body. If you're from La Pointe, they call me Jean La Pointe. It just means La Pointe means Point Michel. Point. That's what they call me. And I'm here to help you, man. Let's start anew. This life with your friends, your family, your loved ones. and I'm willing to help you. Good night. Hasta la vista. I'll play the guitar for you. Thanks for watching. Good night. Yes.
Dominica made me. That's where it all began. Island breeze, coconut trees, the heart of my plan. From the hills and the smiles to the songs of the sea, that island spirit molded the person I'd be.
Yes.
Boss raised me with its hustle and grind. City lights shining, dreams intertwined. In the heart of this town, I found my way. A licensed financial pro, ready for the fray. On those snowy navigating life, every rise, every fall. From the commons to the brownstones, I made my claim. With every lesson learned, I embraced my name. Boston raised me with its hustle and grind. City lights shining, dreams intertwined. In the heart of this town, I found my way. A licensed financial pro, ready for the fray. Now the South sustains me with its warm embrace, a community of strength and love in every space. From the bayous to the beaches, I found my place. In this journey of finance, I've learned to chase grace. Dominica made me high. The South sustains my soul as I reach for the sky. With every sunrise, I'm thankful and free. A licensed financial pro, just being me. So here's to the roots that shaped who I am. From Dominica's beauty to Boston's Grand Slam. In the South I stand strong, with purpose and pride. Together with my journey, side by side.
Good night, everybody. Thank you for watching. Make it a good night. God bless you. You know how to get in touch with me. My name and my numbers. Get on my calendar, man. Let's have a 15-minute consultation. It doesn't cost you anything to just learn more about the concepts I've talked about tonight. I think too many times people think, well, what's it going to cost me? It doesn't cost you anything to listen. So you know how to get in touch with me. Good night. God bless you. Hasta la vista. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you. Until next Tuesday at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. God bless you. Peace. I'm out. Hasta la vista, babies. Tuesdays with Terrence.